Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here on the podcast. This is just the beginning. I hope you're doing well and you've had a good couple of days since the last episode. It's currently Wednesday in the afternoon and I don't know, I think I'm just in a slump right now. I've had a really busy morning and since coming home, I've just been so tired and I haven't really known why. I think the main reason is that the past few nights, obviously, it's been just so hot in the UK, so I just haven't not slept. And this morning, since like 3 o'clock, I just didn't sleep properly, so I got up at about 6:30. Then I think I did some yoga outside this morning, and it started raining, and I was like, yes. So I just carried on doing yoga in the rain because I needed that, and the rain was really nice today, actually. So I do not regret doing that at all. And then I went to the gym. I did a really good gym session, and then I went to town, and that's been my day. Got some lunch in town with my sister, and now I'm just kind of waiting around. I found myself doing that a lot recently over the last year. For me, I don't know whether it's the same for anyone else, but even at uni, when I could do what I wanted, I've always had this thing when it gets to about 4:30, 5 o'clock when I'm just waiting for dinner. That sounds really weird, but at home, we always have dinner around 6:30 to 7 o'clock ish. So that's always the family time and just the time I've always thought of as dinner. So no matter what day it is, where I am, who I'm with, at that time, my body just kind of says, oh, you're just waiting now. So that's the time where I start doing, I don't know, just sitting on my bed or watching Netflix, scrolling through my phone mindlessly. And I don't know why. It's just, I've always had that kind of body clock timing. And it's the same with anyone in my family. We're all kind of the same. And it's weird because that is such a human thing, I guess, to wait for dinner. And I don't know why, because sometimes, I'm hungry and I'm waiting for dinner, or I'm not even hungry, or I don't know, it's just such a weird concept to grasp. But today I decided to do something productive and come and just record an episode. Today I kind of wanted to do a shorter episode, but try and get across the message of it's okay to start over and giving yourself permission to do that. A lot of the time with our own individual journeys towards a better self, a better life, or just journeys in general in our life when we're trying something new, trying to start a new routine, we often fall down the hole of not wanting to because we think that we're not allowed to. We think that, because we've tried one way of recovery or one way of getting your life together and it didn't work, you think that maybe you failed. And I don't know, that really hits home with me, I think, because a lot of the time I think, oh, this didn't work. Maybe I'm just not destined to do this one thing. And it happened to me with recovery, I guess. And I feel like that's happened to a lot of people during this time of life because you just try one way of getting better and then that doesn't work. So you want to take the easy way out. You want to be comfortable. As I explained in the last episode, that is very human of you. I don't know, you just want to take the easy route and go backwards. And from time to time, that's okay because that kind of teaches us when we start going backwards, we think, okay, no, don't go backwards. Why are we going backwards? We always want to keep going forward. And it's kind of the saying that you have to take two steps backwards to go forwards, um, which is very relatable. And I think we can all relate to that one. But you can start over no matter where you are in life, what you're doing, like the kind of thing you want to start over with. You can start over whenever. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, where you are in life. You always have the right to say, you know what, X isn't working for me. I'm going to try something different. This happens a lot with, the current, I guess, in your late teens, early 20s, that girl routine that everyone seems to be doing. the kind of getting your life together routine, your morning routine of your yoga and your walking and your journaling, which I know that my Instagram and TikTok is filled with everyone doing that, but I know no one really does that. It's only the small percentage of people who seem to have their life together. And for ages, I thought that that was me with my life together, but it really wasn't, because it was just, I don't know, just me distracting myself from what was actually happening. And I just wanted a strict routine. And that didn't help me in any way. Now I'm learning that a strict routine isn't always good, because when you fall out of that routine, you feel like shit and you feel like you failed. And that might just be me, but I think, again, that is quite a common feeling. You get into a routine perhaps of, if you want to start waking up early, and you've got to put, if you really want to do the 5 a.m. thing, maybe you said, right, this week I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. every day. And you do it for the first 3-4 days. And then on that fifth day, you miss your alarm, or you give in and you say, you know what, I'm going to lie in today. I'll get up at 7, get up at 8. Maybe you've still got to get up for work, for example. But then you get up at that time and you've missed those 2-3 hours where you could have been doing what you've promised yourself to do. Maybe that was a workout. Maybe that was get ahead of work in the morning. And then you feel like shit, because you think, I didn't do what I needed to do or what I wanted to do. And in a way, that's okay to kind of give into that. But if you go so hard in a routine and feel so restricted and strict with yourself, it's never going to work properly, even though it seems appealing. I think, well, my sister does this, not often, but she does this whole morning waking up thing, and she goes, I'm going to get up really early every day this week. And then she misses on the first hurdle on the first day. And then she just feels like crap, because she thinks, oh, well, I haven't done it the first day I did it, so I'm not going to do it. And, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I feel like one way of avoiding this feeling of failure when you're trying something new is to not make it so rigid. That's easier said than done, because we're always taught with the whole, for example, working, like, yeah, let's take it to working out. They say you've got to do it every day for 2 weeks and then you're in a routine. Yeah, but how do you get into doing that every day for 2 weeks? No one talks about that. And it's so hard. And I feel like a lot of people say, well, you've got to want it. Yeah, but even then, even if you really want to start a fitness journey and lose weight, and I'm not saying that you have to lose weight, I never say that. I'm not saying that you should lose weight in any way, but if you really want to do this routine, it's a lot of people succeed in that because they do it every day religiously in hopefully a healthy way. But truthfully, a lot of people with a fitness journey or any kind of journey, waking up early or wanting to do this one habit, maybe not look at your phone every day, etc., a lot of people find it really hard to start, and that's because it's new. That's because it's supposed to be hard. Nothing is easy, and even that itself is hard to swallow. This kind of just then goes to the point where you've also got to learn to let it go. Yeah, you might get really frustrated that you can't, for example, stick to this one habit, and you're really trying to stick to not biting your nails, or I don't even know what habit you might have, but you find it really hard to stick to this thing. And even though you're getting frustrated at that, give yourself time, be patient with yourself, and let it go. Sometimes things that you really, really want in life just aren't going to work out. And that is so sad to hear. A great example of this is with medicine degrees. Getting into medicine in the UK, or I suppose anywhere, is ridiculously hard, especially now in 2022, when there's, if you don't know, I don't know, yeah, there's a massive backlog of, I guess, applicants, because when COVID happened, a lot of people postponed their uni life, or they didn't get the grades, so they waited for another year. And now there's just a whole backlog of people from a year, 2 years, 3 years above waiting to go because they didn't get the grades, they were retaking, blah, blah, blah. And this is an example of how hard it is even now. It's harder now to get into medicine. It was already hard to get 3As, and even then, they still didn't get in, which I'm so happy that I didn't want to do medicine, because everyone who applies for medicine, more or less, or the ones I know, they are all the same. They are all replicates of each other, because they go textbook and they look at what a personal statement should look like for medicine, and then they write down all of those things. They do all these extracurriculars. They all do the same thing, and only like 2% get in, even though they're all the same person. So I don't know how they bloody choose it, but I feel so bad for those who really want to do medicine. And then they keep applying year after year, and then they still don't get in, and they keep saying, but I'm just going to try again because this is my destiny. Like, this is what I want to do in life. I feel like if I got rejected the first time, that would really make me deflated. Maybe if I wanted it bad enough, I'd then do it a second time, but then I wouldn't then waste another year. Yeah, obviously be ambitious, and if you want something, go get for it, sure. But with those kind of things, it's really hard when I guess the universe is telling you stop. And that is, I don't know, I'm giving really mixed messages right now. I'm not saying ever give up on your dreams, but when something is that hard and that, I don't want to say wasting perhaps, because maybe you do something really beneficial in that year when you're waiting to resit your exams, or you're waiting to reapply, I guess, for medicine. It's just, it's the balance of learning that sometimes things aren't meant for you, but then not giving up on those dreams. If you want to wake up really early in the morning, don't give up on that. It's going to be really difficult to do, but maybe that is more attainable than getting into a medicine school. Those two things are really not comparable, but I'm trying to give you a few messages here, which for me, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I'm doing an episode with no notes. So that's probably why. This is me on a Wednesday afternoon being productive and getting an episode out to you guys. But I'm saying to learn that sometimes things aren't always meant for you. Even if you want it so badly, they're just not going to work out, maybe. And I might be wrong. I do hope I'm wrong if you're in a similar situation to that. Obviously, please keep going with your dreams. Please keep reaching out for them. I'm one of my dreams is to make this podcast big. I didn't make it so that it could go huge like all the other podcasts at the moment. Not all the others, but podcasting at the moment is huge. Yeah, I didn't create it for that, but it's perhaps one of my like underlying dreams to really make it on social media. I want to go into the world of social media and marketing and business, perhaps that kind of route with blogging, but not necessarily as my career, as a life of influencing. I don't want to do that as such, but if it ends up that way, I'd love it. I'm posting a lot on my Instagram about various topics right now, especially ED recovery and body, etc., as I always talk about. I post that a lot on my Instagram. And that's not in order to look like an influencer or anything. It's purely to show it to the people who follow me already, to say this is okay to post. And I want to share my journey with other people. They might not give a bloody crap about what I'm doing, but it helps me. I don't do it to perhaps reach out to anyone. I do it to, well, I do it to reach out to my own followers already. I don't do it to gain following, is what I'm trying to say. But that is one of my dreams. And if I don't make it, I know that it's not meant for me. And that is a really hard pill to swallow. And it's taken me a very long time to explain that. But just know that, and I don't want to crush anyone's medical dreams right now, because I know a few people who are still trying to get in. And they will. They will. I assure you they will. And I'm going to keep telling them that. And I know that that is a very mixed message to what I was saying earlier. But I do think that you've got to give everything 2 or 3 goes, especially something that big. And if you're gonna, if the whole year's gonna go by, for example, if you're waiting to go to university, same thing with Oxbridge applicants. I got rejected, and I thought, okay, so what? There's so many other universities that want me, so bye Oxford. Am I sad that I didn't go to Oxford? No. because I would have dropped out. End of. I would have hated it so much. I would have enjoyed it more that there was more work than my current course, perhaps, but I just would not have liked studying, like, as much as I love studying so much, and that's what I've missed out on a lot this year because it hasn't involved much studying. Obviously, being online with online exams and languages just don't involve that much studying. That was just kind of the vibe I got, and Oxford would just be in your room all day and no breaks, and there'd be no more social life, there'd be no drinking, no partying, and as though I did get annoyed at that aspect, but it was because it was constant. But it would be a complete flip at Oxford, and I'm just glad I didn't go because I know that I wouldn't have made it, and I would have dropped out within a month, I feel like, because I nearly dropped out at the university I'm at right now. And yeah, I don't like certain aspects of my university, but I have to keep reminding myself that it's a great university and it does have a good balance of social life and academics. Everyone is so academic at my uni, and all my friends care so much about their grades, which is great. I would have hated it if it was the other way around, and then maybe peer pressure would have made me not study and do badly on my exams. I've done really well this year, but that is because I've kept going. I've kept restarting, as I've said in earlier in this episode, kind of the main message of this. I restarted myself and I started over my journey so many times this past 9 months, year. And each time I did it, I looked back and thought, why? Like, why didn't I just give up? Why didn't I go back to my old ways? And each time I didn't go back to my old ways, I really, really, I don't know, I was just so proud of myself. And that's another thing. Why are we never proud of ourselves? It's almost a crime to praise our own doings. It seems so selfish or self obsessed. It's not. We're just acknowledging how great we are. Because, as I said, the first relationship you should choose to better is the one with yourself. You should prioritize yourself over anyone. And that is, again, sounds very selfish, but you can't help someone if you're not okay. When a friend comes to you crying about a matter, if you're not mentally stable, I don't know if you've been in that position, but I have, and it seems like 10 times as hard to deal with what they're going through if you're not okay. So that's another message, to just keep pushing through with your own journey, no matter where you are, what you're doing. Keep pushing through and just be proud of your achievements. I feel like this episode has got loads of just bits in it, but I think that this is a very impromptu episode, but again, just really, really detailed in a way that I'm throwing loads of things at you right now, and it's really making me excited for my own life, which is why I love doing these episodes so spontaneously, because they make me think, okay, I can use my own words to better my life right now, because I am in a slump, and yeah, that's okay. And tomorrow I can restart. Each day is a new day. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your waking up early. If you've still not got there, it's fine. If you want to get into a good workout routine, please do it healthily. But again, you will get there. So I'll leave you with that. And thank you for listening. And I really hope you do have a good week. I'm going to be a bit MIA for the next month, but I will get another episode out very shortly. Follow me on my Instagram. I'll leave it in the show notes. It's ellioverfield_. TikTok is the same, although I'm not that active on there. And go over to my blog at Pepetto. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Please leave reviews, rates, share, and goodbye.